Well, my first experience with the Cleveland actor was actually being a Cleveland actor. So it's pretty interesting because there's a lot of things you don't necessarily see when you're an actor, and then when you become an agent, it's like from a completely different viewpoint. One of the things that the owner of the agency told me when I got hired as a talent agent was, he goes, no offense, but all actors are stupid. And that's not true, but now I kind of understand what he meant by that, in that, a lot of times people are, maybe they're not prepared the right way, or, they don't really have a good, healthy viewpoint of where they want to go in their career. There's a lot of talent in Cleveland for sure, but I've seen a lot of people that, probably need some help like marketing themselves and, really just need to get out there and do it more.
I got started, I went to college in Canton, Ohio actually. I went to Malone College and I studied theater. And then I had my very first audition with Troma in New York as Lloyd Kaufman's company. And the audition was for a movie called Poltergeist. And he wanted me to get naked in the movie, and I didn't really feel comfortable doing that. So then he gave me another role that was actually a little bit bigger as the newscaster, and that was my first movie. And through connections that I met through Troma and just going to film festivals and going to film school, I met a lot of people that, were camera operators for TV or camera operators or producers for film. And I said, hey, I'm an actress and I'll take anything. I'll do pretty much any role.
Okay. You mentioned Trauma. Do you primarily stick in the horror genre? It's the horror. You're in the festival today as the Grindhouse.
Right.
Yeah.
I enjoyed doing horror movies for a long time, but then about 5 years into my career, I wanted to be challenged again, and I wanted anyone, an indie director or anything, to challenge me to cry or to laugh or anything besides screaming and running through the woods, getting chased, or carrying a chainsaw.
Feel about doing something here as opposed to most people get I'm going to be an actor, California, but you decide to do it here.
Well, it's sort of been decided for me to do it here. I mean, I have a lot of roots here in Cleveland, and so I'm not at the stage of my life where I'm really ready to just pick up and uproot myself. Too many things are established. Now, if the right situation comes along, I will go out to LA. Plan on doing that from time to time. But one thing about Cleveland that's interesting is that there's so much going on in the entertainment industry that a lot of people don't realize, especially in filmmaking. And so I'm definitely keeping busy over the last 7 years, just primarily staying here in Cleveland.
Yeah, no, we work together, and you work with a lot of. Every time I turn around and see you're in this movie, that movie, this independent movie. How do you like working with the best, the directors here and stuff? And if you want to say you love working with me, that's fine too. But but I mean, how do you take the different directors? Have you what was the best experience you've had in a movie here that you said that was it? That's the reason why I do this.
Well, I really can't pick out the best. I mean, each film has its own sort of feel to it and style. And as far as directors go, by far, most of the directors that I've ever worked for have been a complete joy to work for, including yourself.
Oh,
yeah, including yourself. But what I like about the directors in Cleveland is that they're open-minded. Now, I don't know what it's like out in LA, but I would imagine that they're a little bit more
restrictive.
Yeah, restrictive.
Probably.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're definitely probably friendlier. But I've had really very little problems with directors and producers here. It's just a really nice atmosphere to work in.
Oh, that's good. You're not an actor, are you?
No.
No.
Actually, I did some acting twice. That's about it.
Twice? Okay.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get a chance to talk to you because you're one of the more prolific directors on Cleveland.
Okay.
Do a lot of work. So tell us, what was your first experience in using Cleveland actors and making movies here?
My first experience was in 1998. We did an audition for Twisted and have about 300 people show up. That's 1998 kind of. We have a studio in downtown in East 12th Street. Actually, no, I'm sorry, East 21st Street. About 200 something people showed up, and unfortunately, we couldn't find the right character for the main role, which is going to be a Asian American person. And because of that, we had to go out on the street and look for people. And we just grabbed a student just who was going to CSU and grabbed him and said, "We need you to be in the movie," and we got him into the movie. We have Karen Kabe from the San Jose Ballet. She was auditioned and played the role of the mother. We have John Akagi, who used to be a CSU police officer, but now living in Hawaii, and he got involved. Gary Yano, a couple other more people, because it was a more an Asian American related type of movie, so it was harder to get audition. But we did have a lot of people show up, and we did have some very very talented people and some really really bad actors.
Okay. So what's the so you've been making movies in Cleveland ever since then.
Yeah.
So what's like the talent pool around here?
I say there is a lot of great actors. Through the years now, especially in 2006 when we did the feature of The Rapture, which got distributed, we got very lucky that we be able to pull very very talented SAG and non-SAG actors to get involved, and they actually did a really wonderful job, and looks good on screen, and hopefully they'll actually advance their career.
Actually, that's one of my part of the reason that I do some of the things that I do. Whether it's the 48 Hour or some of the writing that I do. I have a blog that's thebrianbowersproject.com, where I talk about entertainment and film. There's a film club that we're trying to get started, where people get together and work on small projects. All those things are really to try and unite especially the film community, because I do think we're in a good position, and I think if somebody steps into a leadership role to really organize people, then that's what we need to get these major projects to come to the area. So I'm trying to do my small part.
I was thinking about one of my favorite movies, The Incredible Shrinking Man. Grant Williams gets hit with this cloud. He keeps shrinking and shrinking, and he's almost shrinking down to nothing. But he says, to God, there is no absolute zero. I still exist. And that's kind of how it is being an actor in Cleveland, where there's hardly any film projects going on. If they're not paying, or sometimes most of the projects are out of time. You feel like you have to leave in order to make it here. But I still feel that, I still exist here, that you can still make it here. So to me, that's really how it is here. And I'm thinking that there's potential here. There's something here is going to come off. And I guess all I have to say is that I'm Alex P. Michaels. I'm a Cleveland actor. I still exist.